Hey, good Monday morning. Very encouraged and inspired today. Just had a great weekend. Friday night's concert with Brian Free and Assurance was great. Saturday night event hosted by the Foltzes was wonderful, and then had a great day of worship yesterday. And excited, looking forward to baptizing hopefully 4 people on the next Lord's Day. So great things happening at New Friendship, for which I'm very thankful. I want to take this week to look at a quote by John Wesley. John Wesley was not a Baptist. He would not be accused of being a Baptist, but what a fine believer Christian. In fact, Google artificial intelligence identified him as a philosopher, not a theologian, not a preacher, but a philosopher. Well, if that's the case, I like his philosophy. Philosophy is the activity of thought and thinking, and the reality is our philosophy dictates our actions, and so what you do and how you do it is heavily influenced by what you believe. Specifically, I want to look at John Wesley's quote that says this: "Do all the good you can, by all the means that you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people that you can, for as long as you ever can." What a powerful quote. If we were to take that and let that be our life's philosophy, or apply it to our lives, it would keep us busy from now on. You say, well, is that philosophy based in Scripture? Well, sure it is. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 10, Paul begins, "Therefore." So we have to really go back and see what the first few verses before that say, and I'm going to come back to that later this week, I'm sure. But Galatians 6:10, "Therefore, as you have opportunity, do good to all." Man, that's pretty comprehensive. As you have opportunity, so not beyond your opportunity, not beyond your means, but as you have opportunity, do good to all. Not evil to any, do good to all. Not all who are maybe in your circle, not all who are very much like you, not all whom you may have affection for, but do good to all. It goes further to say, especially to those who are of the household of faith. And so maybe stretch your means or go out of your way more to bless those who are fellow believers, especially in the local assembly. And so the Lord's being very clear to us. A philosophy that believes that once you give something away, it's gone. A philosophy that believes that God does not have the ability, nor has he made the promise, to replenish what you give. Those things lead to a very thin life, a very selfish, very lonely life. But to believe that God has the means to replenish anything that we give, and that we are obeying him by sharing our resources with others, that is doing all the good you can. And that is doing good to all, as the Lord has given us opportunity. Let that be an inspiration to you today, to find ways to do good. And listen, we can misinterpret that. We can misinterpret that and think that if we've got a $20 bill and we see a panhandler at a busy intersection, that we ought to give them that $20 bill. That is not what that text is saying. Giving money to someone who's proven financial irresponsibility is just adding to a problem and hurting yourself. But maybe delivering a bag of necessities, some crackers, a bottle of water, some hygiene products, a new pair of socks, that could certainly fall into the context of doing good. So we need to be wise, but at the same time, we need to be considerate. We need to be generous. We need to be kind. Hey, I hope you have a great Monday. I'm going to follow this theme all week long. I hadn't really thought about what each video is going to look like, but that's the theme all week long. Hope you have a great day for God's glory. Take care.